not suicidal. I do not wish to harm myself. My mental health is copacetic. If anyone attempts to convince you otherwise about me, I'm in danger.
Shalom Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High God for the reading and the understanding of His word and family. I want to wish every king, every queen, every prince, and every princess, I want to wish you a wonderful, magnificent Sabbath and family. I truly want to thank you this week for bringing this in with your brother. Because as family, tonight we have to have a talk. The most serious discussion we have ever had out of any lesson that we've done from 2019 until right now. This one here is the most important lesson that you've ever had. This is the finality. We are going to expound on that final moment when Yahushua comes back with his angels. But that moment of instantaneous shock when all you see is white. So the question that you have to ask yourself right now, if that was to happen at this very moment, after that millisecond of flash, will you be on the side of righteousness? Or will you be on the side of unrighteousness? When the white begins to fade, will you be on the side of fire? Or will you be on the side of glory? Which one? And here's the thing. It is up to you to decide. Nobody else. You decide. And we're going to find out. Because we're going to talk about that final moment, the final moment. Because not enough people have ever expounded on that, but we're going to. So family, please open your Bibles to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha. And we are going to begin this with Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Many of you already know exactly what that says, but there's many that don't. If this is your first time, welcome to the family. We don't play here, and we do not protect anybody's feelings. Watch this. Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and shew my people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sins. That's what we are supposed to do. Not just me, but you too. We are supposed to be out there showing our people what their sins are. We are not supposed to have any type of fear when it comes to bringing out the Father's commandments, because you have no idea how many lives you are saving when you come out and you tell somebody that their life is in danger because they're not keeping God's commandments. You got work to do. You have work to do, and your silence will get you thrown in that fire. I'm trying to tell you. I'm really trying to get it through your skull. I'm trying to get it in your ear that you have work to do. You cannot just sit on your ass and do nothing and just sit here every week and just listen and don't put forth any energy into your people. Verse 2, yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness and forsook not the ordinances of their God. They ask of me the ordinances of justice. They take delight in approaching to God. There's a delight. There's a sweet favor There is a joy when we want to keep his commandments, when we wake up every day and know that we can. And then even knowing that when there are certain commandments that we go to keep, and then there is a struggle to keep that. You know why? Because the world has us in a position to where we can't. That's how you know you are who you are. But you overcome that and you keep the Father's commandment. That's the struggle. Saying no to the world. Saying no to the world. But we're not going to just get that one, family, because we're going to expound on bringing out what you're supposed to bring out, because I'm going to show you that this is not a joke. That was the Old Testament. So now let's go to the New Testament. We're going to go to the book of Titus chapter 2 and verse 15. The book of Titus chapter 2 verse 15, and let's see exactly what this says. Watch this. These things speak and exhort and rebuke with all authority. Let no man despise thee. Do you understand that? Rebuke with all authority. We are supposed to be bringing this out and telling our people, if you are not doing this, if your mouth is closed, if you are silent and bringing out these commandments, you are the biggest part of the problem. And when the time comes for your judgment, it is going to be justified. You cannot be silent. You cannot be silent, and especially not today. And you're going to see exactly why when we get into the further of these scriptures. But we're going to go one more in this New Testament. One more. It should be Old Testament. I wanted to go to Old Testament, New Testament, Old Testament. Now we're going to go to the book of Hosea, chapter 8 and verse 1. And the reason why we're doing this, because we're going to get rid of the excuse that some people would be like, oh, that's just in the Old Testament, and oh, that's just in the New Testament. No, it's in both. You will be without excuse. The book of Hosea, chapter 8 and verse 1. Let's see what it says. Set the trumpet to thy mouth. He shall come as an eagle against the house of the Lord, because they have transgressed my covenant and trespassed against my law. What's the Most High telling us? Especially his sons. What is he telling his sons right now? Y'all gotta open your mouth. You must open your mouth and tell my children down there to keep my commandments. And if you don't, then there's going to be consequences for you. And that doesn't only go for the men, that also goes for the women as well. There's so many of you sisters. Oh my goodness, you are so silent. And you know what I usually hear from you? I try to talk to them, but they just don't listen. Keep talking. Your job is over when your last breath is taken. So now we're going to go to the book of Jeremiah chapter 17. The book of Jeremiah chapter 17. Ooh, now this is we about to get into this hair. This is where the hairs on the back of your neck is going to start to stand up. I'm telling you, the world like to call it spidey senses, but I'm telling y'all right now, it's called a warning. It's a spiritual warning. It is a spiritual signal that hits your node, and it makes all of your hairs stand up like an antenna. Watch. The book of Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 5, because we are about to get into it now, and there is no turning back. Watch this. The book of Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh his flesh an arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord. You see that? Ooh, let me read that one more time. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh his flesh and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord. You know what that right there is talking about? We'll talk about them pastors. Always talk about them pastors, because Christianity has lied to each and every last one of us. It lied to the world. It told the world that they were able to receive our blessing, and then told us that we were not the blessing. That everybody can get in and receive the glory that was promised to us through our fathers. That came from our Father. They lied. And do you know, even today, with this Christianity, and I'm talking about the so-called black Christians, they will deny all of this. They deny being an Israelite. You know why? Because of what they have been taught. They have been taught Christianity and their lies. They can't get past them. They cannot get past the fact that their mothers and their fathers and uncles and aunts and grandmothers and grandfathers that were in the church lied to them all this time. And they would much rather die than to accept the truth of being an Israelite. Their pride will get them fried. But that's not our problem, it's theirs. All we're doing is telling them. If they choose not to listen, that's on them. Okay? So now, we got to ask ourselves this question, because we've been talking about it for like the past month now, right? What is to come? What is to come, being that our people love to depart from the Lord so much? What is to come? So now we got to go to the book of Amos chapter 5 and verse 18, family. And I want you to see this. The book of Amos chapter 5 and verse 18. This is going to set the entire tone for the rest of this lesson. And you're going to see why this is not a joke and why this is nothing to be played with. The book of Amos chapter 5 and verse 18. Listen to what it says. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. The day of the Lord that is coming of our big brother, the big black Messiah, Yahushua, is coming to this earth. That final moment, the finality of earth. He said, woe unto you that desire that day, because you don't know what's going to happen to you in that day. Do not be looking forward to this day, because it is going to be a terrible one. The final moment. There's nothing else after this. There's nothing else after this except the decision of righteousness and unrighteousness. And what side do you fall on? That is the question that you need to be asking yourself right now. If that sky was to crack at this moment right now, what will happen to me? Am I going to fall into glory or fall into fire? Which one? You need to be asking yourself that question, because that day is coming very, very soon. You feel it in the air. You feel it in your bones. You can't deny it. No one can. That's why I said about roughly 3 months ago, I said there should not be an atheist on this planet. You cannot deny the Bible. Let's continue to prove that. Let's go now to the book of Isaiah chapter 28. The book of Isaiah chapter 28. And yes, it's one of those lessons where we are going to be hopping around, bringing out precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. This entire lesson is all precepts. And they're going to precept Amos chapter 5 and verse 18. So right now we are going to the book of Isaiah chapter 28. The book of Isaiah chapter 28, go down to verse 15. We are going to read down to verse 22. The book of Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 15. Here we go. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death. Remember that. We have made a covenant with death. And with hell we are at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood we have hid ourselves. We have been fed lies and accepted those lies, and we have taken comfort in those lies. Many of us have come out of those lies. How do we know? Because now we know we are an Israelite and we are keeping God's laws. The others, they are still remaining as Christians or chemists or whatever else, whatever nonsense or BS that they want to be. And they will not accept the fact that they are an Israelite and they have to keep the Most High's laws. Let's continue. Verse 16, therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. Judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet. And the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the waters shall overflow the hiding place. You see that? The Most High is like, there will be no place we will be able to hide. For one, I am going to take the hailstones. They are going to break down whatever structure that hides lies. And then I'm going to make that water rise up, because what comes down from the bottom will come, what comes down from the top will come up from the bottom. And guess what? I'm going to make those two meet. And those two elements are going to flush out any lie that anybody can possibly think. What's going on over there in Antarctica right now? What's going on in the sea? All the rising up of this water, all these new sea creatures and everything coming out. Well, what the world calls new, they're not new. They are the creatures of old returning back. Watch this. Verse 18, and your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it. Nothing will save you. These lies will not save you. The lies of Christianity will not save you. The lies of white Jesus will not save you. The lies of Egyptology, the lies of Kemet, the lies of the Mesopotamian nonsense known as the Anunnaki, none of that will save you. This white man will not save you. Nobody will save you. There is only one, and his name is Yahushua, the one sent to save the Israelites. Verse 19, from the time that it goeth forth, it shall take you, for morning by morning shall it pass over, day by day and by night. And it shall be a vexation only to understand the report. For the bed is shorter than that a man can stretch himself on it, and the covering narrower than that he can wrap himself in it. Let's break that down for a second. Let's get that vision of you being on a bed, right? You're on a bed. Imagine that bed being too small. Imagine you trying to comfort yourself and crawl and get into a ball and get comfortable on a bed that is too small for you. Imagine you trying to sleep on a baby bed. That's the best way to put it. And the Most High was like, the ground is going to shrink from under you when you believe in a lie. That's what's happening right now on this planet. That's what's happening to our people. All the lies that they've been holding on to is shrinking under them. They can no longer keep up with it. They are now noticing and realizing that this book is 100% real and they cannot run from it. All praises to our Father. You can't run from this book. Jonah tried, but he failed. Verse 21, for the Lord shall rise up as in Mount Perazim, He shall be wroth as in the valley of Gibeon, that he may do his work, his strange work, and bring to pass his strange act. Now, therefore, be ye not mockers, lest your bands be made strong, for I have heard from the Lord of hosts a consumption even determined upon the whole earth. What's that talking about? What is that talking about, family? The last day, the final moment. That scourge that you will not be able to run from. This is why the Father is saying, do not mock what I'm telling you. Do not mock these brothers and sisters that's bringing this word out, because all they're doing is telling you the truth. That's all they're doing. Either you can listen or you can die. That's it. Listen and keep the law, or don't listen and burn in fire forever. That's it. That is as laser cut, clean, point, and dry as all of this can be. As an Israelite, you have a decision to make. You are the only person on this planet that is able to make that decision. Do I want to live forever or do I want to burn forever? The choice is yours. That choice is yours. So now, family, I want to back up. Let's stay right here. Go back to verse 15 because that mentions something. Remember, I told y'all, pay attention to that. Isaiah chapter 28, verse 15. Watch this. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death. That's the part I want you to pay attention to. And with hell, we are at agreement. That part right there. Those two. What did the Most High say was going to happen to death and hell? I try to stress this so much because our people, they still are boggled with Christianity and believing that hell is the lake of fire, and it's not. So now what we're going to do, I want you to please go to the book of Revelation chapter 20. I'm going to prove it to you. The book of Revelation, let's go to the book of Revelation chapter 20. Go down to verse 14, please. The book of Revelation chapter 20 and verse 14, and let's see exactly what this says. Revelation chapter 20 and verse 14, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. That is what's promised for you if you don't keep these commandments. I've been trying to tell everybody that hell we're living in right now. How can death and hell be thrown into the lake of fire if hell is the lake of fire? It can be. You see that? Right there. That is the scriptures ruining the lie of Christianity. So now let's go to the book of Joel, chapter 1. The book of Joel, chapter 1, family. Watch this. Go down to verse 15. We're going to stay in the book of Joel here. We're going to jump around this one here for a second because, again, we're bringing out precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Because you have to know and understand what this says. You have to know the severity of the decision that you make. And it's all by your actions. Your mouth has nothing to do with it. It's all in your actions. Understand what I say. Y'all know when I do that, I'm getting ready to get turned up. Y'all already know that. Watch this. Joel chapter 1 and verse 15, family. Gird yourselves and lament, ye priests. Howl, ye ministers. I'm reading verse 13. I'm sorry, family. I want to read verse 13 because remember when we read earlier, right? I was telling you about the priest and what the priest is supposed to do. Watch. I know I said 15. Please forgive me. I'm starting at 13. Watch. Gird yourselves and lament, ye priests. Howl, ye ministers of the altar. Come, lie all night in sackcloth, ye ministers of my God, for the meat offering and the drink offering is withholden from the house of your God. Sanctify ye a fast, call a solemn assembly, gather the elders and all the inhabitants of the land into the house of the Lord your God and cry unto the Lord. Why? Now pay attention. Alas, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and as a destruction from the Almighty shall it come. What are the brothers supposed to be out here doing? What are these priests supposed to be out here doing? Warning the people about the day of the Lord and the terror, the destruction that's coming. And they're not. The only thing that they're doing is telling the people in their congregation how to line their pockets to make the pastor fat. How to make the pastor fat. Why do I say how to make the pastor fat? Because his slaughter is coming. The pastor doesn't even realize by this money and whatever that he's collecting all of the anger that he is building up because he perverted the Father's scriptures, perverted them. The day of the Lord we are talking about here. The final moment. You read it for yourself. This is what we are supposed to be talking about. This is what we are supposed to be bringing out. We are supposed to be warning our people. Cry aloud, spare not. That is what we are supposed to be doing. warning the people of the oncoming destruction. There's going to be so many of you that's talking about bringing out this word, and you are doing it for all the unrighteous reasons. The Father's going to kill you. And we're all going to watch. Family, now let's go over to chapter 2. We're going to start at verse 1. Watch this. Let's see if this coincides with everything that we've been talking about thus far. Joel chapter 2 and verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness, of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Family, that thick, gross darkness, we're living in it right now. The clouds that they put into the air today, that does not allow the sunshine to come through. Remember? Do y'all remember when I did a lesson on it I believe it was last winter. I did a lesson on it. It was, as a matter of fact, it was last December. And remember, they took it down? Remember? They took that lesson down because I told the truth about that gross darkness. They did not allow it. They did not allow it. And here it is, about to be a year later. All that thick fog and nonsense and darkness is in the air right now. The very same things I have been telling y'all about long before they start showing up on earth. Now, let's go to verse 10. Stay in Joel chapter 2. Let's go down to verse 10. Let's see what this says. Let's see if this gives a forecast of what's going on here today. The earth shall quake before them. The heaven shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. That gross darkness that's still in the air right now, today. You cannot make this up. You are seeing the forecast for yourself. That should make the pit of your stomach rumble. Because everything that the Bible says is happening. So guess what that means? It means it's true. And if all of this is true, then everything that's coming is true too. And the monsters are starting to show up now. And there is no denying it. And then what does everyone want to say? Oh, that's AI. That's AI. The great deception. The grand delusion. You're living in it. You're living in it. Oh, my goodness gracious. So now, stay in the same book. Go down to verse 31. Go down to verse 31. Watch this. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. How many blood moons have we had just this year? And there's one coming up, if I believe. Wow. How can we look in the Bible and see the forecast of today? This is not a joke. That is why I said this here is going to be the most important lesson that we have ever done, because we can literally read the forecast from the scriptures and apply it to the very, very circumstances of all of Earth's conditions today. That should blow your mind. That this book is that accurate. And yet everybody runs from it. What does that tell you? People always run from the truth. Why? Because the truth shall set you free. And many people don't want to be free. They love being enslaved. They love that slave mind of theirs. To be awakened. I hate that woke term. I will never say that. To every last one of you that are keeping these commandments, you have been awakened because you're not dead. All praises to our Father. So now, let's get some New Testament. We're going to go to the book of 2 Peter chapter 3. When I tell you, watch this, 2 Peter chapter 3. Let's go down to verse 4. Let's see what this says. And saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. This part right here, this is where the mocking begins. Now we have already spoken in regards to what the Bible said. The Father said, do not mock. Don't mock. We already read that. Why are we reading it again? Why are we reading it again? Cry aloud, spare not. I have to go into these scriptures and bring out what our brothers have said over and over and over again, that there will be mockers. And how does the mocking come? It comes through the form of Christianity. It comes through the form of Kemet's Egyptology, everything outside of what the Father told you to do. Anything that you do outside of these scriptures, the Father says you are mocking him and you're going to die for it. The day that Yahushua returns, after the white, you will see fire. No glory, fire if you're a mocker. Let's read that one more time. And saying, where is the promise of his coming? How many niggas have been saying that? Y'all been talking about, Jesus coming for how long? How long now? How long? Where he at? He ain't show up yet, right? Yeah. Y'all keep believing that book if you want to. Keep believing that white man's book. Yep. For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. So now what we're going to do, we're going to jump down to verse 10. Verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heaven shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with a fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. The Most High made this clear. He was like, okay, for all of y'all that want to mock, guess what? You're going to continue to mock. You keep waiting on the Anunnaki. You keep waiting on Egyptology. You keep waiting on Allah. You keep waiting on that, because when I send my son and you see that white light, two things are going to happen. My children that have been keeping the commandments, they are going to go into glory. The ones that have been mocking, the ones that did not believe, they are going to go into immediate fire, and you will burn forever. And while you're in that fire, while you are burning, the Father's going to play with your imagination. All the things that you feared, not just this lifetime, for every lifetime, everything that you have always feared is going to torture you in that fire for eternity. All the sin that you have enjoyed, you will regret in that fire, because let's just say if you were a person that you were just completely lustful, right? And you couldn't get rid of it. Imagine what the Father is going to do to you in that fire when it comes to lust. And lust doesn't only mean sex. You better pay attention to that statement. I'm telling y'all, man, he is nothing to play with. Let's go to the book of Malachi now. Oh, yeah, we're not playing tonight. The book of Malachi, chapter 3. Let's go to verse 1. Let's see exactly what this says. The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 1. Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom ye seek shall suddenly come to his temple. Even the messenger of the covenant whom ye delight in, behold, he shall come, saith the Lord of hosts. But who may abide in his day of coming? Who is going to be able to live in his day? Who is going to be able to live in the day of his coming? And who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire and a fuller's soap. A refiner's fire. Some of us are going to be put into that fire and we're going to sit there and burn, but the elements are not going to hurt us. We will be able to deal with the blast. But then there's going to be those that's not going to make it. They will die in the fire. Why? They did not build themselves with the substances to be able to withstand the fire. The fire is coming. The fire is coming. There's no getting around it. Can you withstand? You see, the world has told you, even New Edition, can you stand the rain? It was never about the rain. It's about the fire. Do you see how in everything, the world made you take your eyes off of the things that you were supposed to take your eyes off of? Can you stand the rain? Oh, I'm drowning. And no. Can you stand that fire is the real question. That is the moment of finality. Can I endure the fire that's coming? Can you? That's the question you need to be asking yourself. So now, we just read that, right? Let's go down to verse. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Yep, let's go down to. Go over Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. Watch this. For behold, the day cometh, that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Now remember, the olive branch, the olive tree, those are the ones that are living. The extensions of Yahushua. Those who are walking in his footsteps. We follow the foundation that he laid. One of the major branches of that is love. And there's many of you proven when I bring out certain things and I see how you react to it. I'm like, well, I can see it right now. We are going to go right back to when I put out that post and I said, we need to be praying for our brothers and sisters that was caught in that flood. And there were so many of you that was like, I'm not praying for nobody. Christ had love for his people. Many of you don't. Let me continue. Let's now go back to the book of Isaiah. We're going to stay in Isaiah here for a little bit. The book of Isaiah. Let's go down to verse 5. The book of Isaiah, chapter 5. I'm going to go down right now. Let's go to verse 19. I'm going to do this in order here. The book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 19. Watch this, family. That say, let him make speed and hasten his work, that we may see it, and let the counsel of the Holy One of Israel draw nigh and come, that we may know it. Remember when we read earlier, all those strange works and everything like that, the strange works of Yahushua. What are those strange works? These chariots, the monsters that are coming. What are these things? The things that's going to blow people's mind, because they're like, wait a minute, I don't remember that in this lifetime. We've seen them in past lifetimes, okay? We've seen them there. Remember, this is not our first time here. We've seen them, but we don't remember them. So what's going to happen in this lifetime? Our eyes are going to see these things again. Here it is that they're putting out these stories again. I know many of you have heard about it. The dragon, the fiery flying serpent. The story that's circulating now, the one that they shot down in California, I believe it was in 1857 or something like that. But yet they are highly publicized. And it's not only that, but there's periodicals and articles that discussed it during that time. It was a historical event that happened on this planet. All of these things are now starting to come back out, the things that they hid because of the lies that we were told that we just read about here tonight. the lies that were told, all the things that were buried, the technology that was buried. And that's a very short amount of time. Not even 200 years ago. But they lied and lied some more and lied even deeper. And the only thing that we are standing on right now, we are literally standing on top of lies. There's a whole world beneath us that they filled up and laid a foundation over and built on top of so that we would not know where we came from. All praises to the Most High that all of this truth is coming out now. But none of it matters if you're not keeping His commandments. Why? Because you're going to die. That was Isaiah chapter 5, verse 19. Now, family, I want you to go down to verse 30. Stay in chapter 5. Go down to verse 30, please. And in that day they shall roar against them like the roaring of the sea. And if one look unto the land, behold darkness and sorrow, and the light is darkened in the heavens thereof. We see that when we look up in the sky. Now, many of y'all already know where I live. Clear skies. I can see the sky for miles. Many of you live in the city, where is the sky is blocked by buildings. You cannot get the scope of the things that I'm able to see in these clear skies. It's disgusting. I've shared a couple of it and then I stopped sharing it. Why? Because many of you start acting stupid. And I'm telling you, when I start sharing things like that and people, when they start mocking it or whatnot, it irritates me. And then I'm like, okay, well, guess what? I got to share it. But then I'll drop the nugget and then let people pick up on whatever they want to pick up on. I'm not going to stop showing it. But yeah, a lot of y'all irritate me because so many of you are just so damn stupid. You really are. Here it is. We try to bring some of these things out. And then what do some of you do? Mike, nah, you tripping. No, I'm not. How about you open your eyes and shut the hell up? How about that? And pay attention to the things that's happening around you, because there are so many people walking blind right now. It's ridiculous. It really is. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. So now let's go to the book of Isaiah. Let's go to chapter 9 and let's go down to verse 19. Remember how I always told y'all what the Father will do, how He'll always connect certain things in certain books with chapters and verses and those numbers, right? So we were just in Isaiah chapter 5 and 19. So now we're going to go to Isaiah chapter 9, verse 19. Watch this. Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother. Nobody is going to save you. There will not be one pastor, not one politician, not one president, not one czar, not one world leader. Absolutely nobody will be able to save you on that day. Not me, not King Gino, not Bishop Nathaniel, not Priest Zabak. Nobody is going to be able to save you on that day. That is why it is so important for you to get busy with the work. You keep His commandments. You keep His charge. You do what He's telling you to do, because only you can save you. Let that sink into your thick skull. Only you can save you. There isn't any lesson that you can listen to that is going to save you. You have to apply your actions. Remember what Yahushua said on the day, Lord, 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 I have prophesied in your name. I have removed evil spirits from people in your name. And then what did He say? I never knew you. Depart from me, you worker of iniquity, you sinner. Get out of my face. Get out of my face, you filthy, disgusting sinner, because I'm about to kill you. There is no joking with that. The finality, the final moment. Will you save your life? How do you do that? Keeping his commandments. That's how. Teaching your brothers and sisters to keep them too. There's still time left. Go like this. If you can do that, there's still air in your body. You are still able to deliver air to your lungs through your nostrils. Get to work. Get off your lazy ass and get to work. Now, we're going to stay in the book of Isaiah. Now, let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 24. Chapter 24, we are going to go down to verse 11. The book of Isaiah, chapter 24, verse 11. Let's see what this says. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone, and the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. Woo! That's what's coming. As soon as that boom occurs, man, what will be left? Just the remnant. Everybody else is going to be dead. Will it be you? Will you be tried in that fire, or are you going to succumb to it? Which one? There's only two choices. And guess what? The great thing about that is you get to decide. You get to decide which one you are going to go with. For so many of our people have been hoodwinked and bamboozled, but this truth has come to them and they rejected it. How foolish is it going to be that you heard this truth? You heard it, you even played around in it, and then you rejected it still. We talked about that last week when Yahushua was bringing out the parables of the sower. Remember how I told y'all all of these are going to link right back up to each other? Remember? Here we are. So now we're going to go to the book of Zephaniah. The book of Zephaniah chapter 1. We cannot play. The book of Zephaniah chapter 1, and we are going to go down to verse 14, family. The book of Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 14. Let's see what this says. Watch this. The great day of the Lord is near. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. We have been reading this. The crying. Verse 15. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. We are living in some of that right now. We are living in it, family. We are living in it, and you cannot deny it. You can't deny it as much as you want to. As much as you want to, you can't. Can't deny it. When you go outside right now and you look up in the sky and you see them clouds, nothing like we've ever seen before, and you know it. You know it. Especially those of us 40-somethings. You know it. Come on, man. You know it. There are things happening in other dimensions that's affecting this dimension right here. You see, for many of you, your brain can't go there. You cannot believe that there are other dimensions on this planet. Just doing a simple experiment with lasers will show you that there are more dimensions in this unseen, an unseen world. And I'm talking, you know what? No, let me not say nothing. Let me shut up. Let me shut up. Let me read verse 15 one more time. The day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness. You know what that's talking about? That's 2nd Esdras 9. Because in 2nd Esdras 9, the Father says, there are some people that were created in vain. They were just created for no reason, just to die, to be an example. That's 2nd Ezra 9. I'm telling you right now, that's the wasteness it's talking about. A day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. Verse 16, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. That fast. So I'm gonna get rid of niggas that fast. You don't even have to worry about it that fast. That day, that fire is going to consume them that fast. Just whew. You can't deal with that. Don't try. Don't try. It is a fight you're going to lose. The only thing you have to do is keep his commandments. Study to show thyself approved. That's what you have to do. That is what we must do. That is what we are to encourage one another to do. That is why it is so important that your mouth needs to be open and speaking the laws, speaking to our people about keeping the charge of the Most High. Why? It puts them in a sense of righteousness. And what does it do for you? It gives you the hope that you are going to make it into the kingdom. Remember, we are all the hopeful elect. Nobody is guaranteed this push. Nobody is guaranteed this walk. You got to fight for this thing. You got work to do. You have work to do. You can't just sit on your ass and do nothing. Christianity told you that you can do that, but this Bible tells you just the opposite. You have to work at this. You must work. Even the ones that were thrown into the fire, they said, Lord, Lord, we have spoken your name. Even they have done more than you have if you're silent. Imagine that, because remember, faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. You have all the faith in the world, but guess what you got to do? You got to do the work. What is the work? Bringing out these commandments and also keeping the law. It goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand. You can believe in Yahweh Shai all day. You can believe in the Father all day. But if you don't know for a certainty, if you do not know for a fact that they exist, and the reason why you are doing this is because you do not believe, but because you know that your consequence is real. So now, family, Father, I love you. Thank you. Let's go ahead and close this out. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30. And the reason why I just said I love you to the Most High, because he just gave me a signal. I'm not going to share it. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. Father, I love you. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. We are going to go through what we're going to go through. We are going to experience what we are going to experience. We are going to endure what we are going to endure. We are the children of Israel. We are the Israelites. We are the chosen ones of God. It's us. And we got to do what he told us to do. We got to keep his commandments. Why? because we are the greatest of all creation, his chosen children. And we have to make sure that we are representing our Father to the fullest. We have to make sure that we are representing our Father because he deserves the absolute best from us. He deserves the best. He does not deserve our little piddly, oh, I'll do this or I'll do that. No, he deserves our 100% dedication. He deserves our 100% all the way total to the max appreciation of him, his word, and for us being alive. We need to be appreciative of our creation. We need to be appreciative that he gave us the ears to hear and the eyes to see and the discernment to get through all of this. All praises to the Most High God of Israel. So you know what that means for you? You know what it means for you? Let me help you out. It means get off your lazy ass and get to work and start showing our people that the time is now. Get off your ass and get to work. I love you.